Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jayamudiraya Ashtaprayeshu Abhaktreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktiravavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, text number 21. Swayam tvasyatmyatishyat Canto 3, Chapter 2, text number 23. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigam saya pavayayat api asadhavi leve gatim datruchitam tatanyam Kamba dayalum sharanam prapatte sharanam vrajema aho bakiyam stanakalakutam bakiyam jigansayapayayat api asadhavi Lebhe gatim datruchitam tatanyam Kamba dayalum sharanam vrajema Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam Jighansayapayayat api asadhavi Lebe gatim datruchitam tvatan tatonyam Kamva dayalum sharanam vrajema Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he, who granted the position of mother to the she-demon Putana, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. Purport. Here is an example of the extreme mercy of the Lord, even to his enemy. It is said that a noble man accepts the good qualities of a person of doubtful character, just as one accepts nectar from a stalk of poison. In his boyhood, he was administered deadly poison by Putana, a she demon who tried to kill a wonderful baby. And because she was a demon, it was impossible for her to know that the Supreme Lord, even though playing the part of a baby, was no one less than the same personality of a Godhead. His value as the Supreme Lord did not diminish upon his becoming a baby to please his devotee Yashoda. The Lord may assume the form of a baby or a shape other than that of a human being, but it does not make the slightest difference. He is always the Supreme. A living creature, however powerful he may become, by dint of severe penance, can never become equal to Supreme Lord. Lord Krishna accepted the motherhood of Putana because she pretended to be the affectionate mother, allowing Krishna to suck her breast. The Lord accepts the last qualification, the least qualification of a living entity and awards him the highest reward. That is the standard of his character. Therefore, who but the Lord can be the ultimate shelter? ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुणातन्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश अहो बकीयं स्तनकालकूटं जिघांसयापाययदप्यसाधवे लेभे गतिं दातृचितां ततन्यों कं वा दयालुं शरणं व्रजेम. Prabhupada, in the first line of this purport says, here is the example of the extreme mercy of the Lord, even to his enemy. Lord is known as Dinanukampa, who is merciful on the fallen souls. He is also known as a Dinanath, who is the master of the lowest people. He is known as a Dinabandhu, means who is very near and dear to those who consider themselves very low. And in that set of a mind, if some devotee prays to Lord, he says, Dinabandhu Dinanath, Meri Dori Tere Haath. Oh my Lord, it's you who is taking charge of my life. Because you are known as a Deenabandhu and Deenanath. That's the mercy of the Lordship. But here we can see the extreme mercy of their Lordship. What he is doing? He is giving the highest reward for the least service offered by Baki, Baki the sister of Bakasur, who is none other than Putana. There are different reasons that they are given in commentaries of Srimad Bhagavata, that when Putana came, Lord just glanced at her and immediately closed his eyes. And why did he do so? Acharyas has given us several reasons for that. And one of the reasons is, Lord was thinking, I'm not at all interested to see this woman who has killed, butchered so many infants just for the sake of fulfilling desire of her master, Kamsa. And I don't want to see such a sinful woman. She was that sinful that even Lord does not wanted to see her face. And as a reward, what he has given her? The topmost perfection of parenthood. He has given her the position of a dhatri, nurse, and that's where? In the spiritual world. And then Uddhavji is asking here, who is more merciful than him? And then why should not I take shelter of him? Is there anybody who is more merciful than him? No. If he is so extremely merciful on the people who are envious of him, who are enemy of him, then just try to think about what should be his mercy on his own pure, unalloyed devotees. Can we fathom the intensity of his mercy on the pure devotees? Unless and until you become yourself a pure devotee, you will not understand that. Externally, we may see that there are so much difficulties that has been there for the pure devotees and they have undergone that. Just look at the life of each and every devotee. How much struggle that they have to do in this material world. And how much Lord has tested them at each and every moment. And each and every taste had given a tremendous fame to that devotee. Look at Prahlad Maharaj. At the age of 5, that poor boy was tortured mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, in all ways, by all means. But he had such a tremendous faith in the Lord that Lord was obliged to save him, help him in all the situation. When he was thrown from the cliff, Lord appeared there and carried him from top to bottom. When he was put into the snakes amongst in the room where all different varieties of poisonous snakes were filled. There also all snake, they sat there just like a toys. And they never harmed Prahlad Maharaj. The demon is Holika, who had got a boon from Brahmaji that fire will not burn her. And taking advantage of that boon, she wanted to kill Prahlad. So she sat in midst of the fire and then she asked to give Prahlad in her lap. And she sat in the fire, taking Prahlad in her lap. And what happened by the mercy of Lord? For Prahlad Maharaj, that dazzling fire became like a air conditioning room, which is so comfortable for him. And the same time, Holika, who had a boon that will not get burned, she got turned into ashes. Here we can see the mercy of the Lord. The Lord, who is a ghatita ghatana patiyasi, can do anything which is impossible to happen. Just imagine, same times two activities had happened. Prahlad Maharaj sitting in her lap and he was feeling extremely joyful amongst the dazzling fire. And the person who's supposed to not get burned by the fire should turn into ashes. How it happens? That's the mercy of the Lordship. That's the causeless mercy of the Lordship. Without that, it never happens. How many examples do you want to hear about Lord's mercy? If you deeply look into your own life, you will also realize that how many times has Lord shown His mercy, even though we are not that qualified. See, this thing should be thought about. If you ponder on these things, what has happened with us in our life by the mercy of Lord, that increases our love and faith for the Lord. That what makes us contemplate on the Lord's mercy. And my Guru Maharaj says that only a grateful heart can attract the mercy of Lord. If you have that gratefulness toward the Lord in your heart, definitely you are going to attract the mercy of Lord. So whenever we used to go and ask him how to render service, he used to say, just put your heart into your service. If you do that, rest of the part or rest of the thing will be taken care by the Lord. Generally what happens? In the neophyte stage, we do all the activities because considering as rules and regulations. How to understand that we are making progress in our spiritual life? When forgetting that rules and regulation, when that thing becomes spontaneous for you, that creates little bit attachment for you to get done that thing. Then try to understand that we are making progress in our spiritual life. Because that comes on the platform of attachment. Attachment to what? Attachment to the service of the Lord. Service means everything. If you sit and hear about the Lord, that is also service. If you come and just stand in front of their Lordship to have their beautiful darshan, that is also service. Because you are engaging the most influential sense that you have, which may cause a captivation in this material world, you are engaged in the service of their Lordship. Yesterday somebody sent me a message. It's really wonderful. Sometimes we say that, oh, I don't get a time to go to temple. I was busy. Don't blame the time that you don't have time to go to temple. But just look at and ponder upon the thing that what you have done that made you such an unqualified person to stand in front of the Lord. Definitely you have done something ghastly, an abominable thing, which has taken away your chance to go and see the Lordship. Do we think like that any time? We never do that. Because we think we are the pious people. You know, amongst the millions of people, it's me who is going to temple. Yeah, in one sense, you are pious, that's why. But when you make a progress in your spiritual life, you become more and more humble. And that humility comes in this form. Sometimes we blame others, oh, because of him my service has gone. But think and ponder upon that. When you got a chance to do that service, are you really serious about that? And what the abominable thing that you have must done, because of that Lord has taken away that chance from you. Because Lord is so merciful even to his enemies who has rendered a least service. And that is in pretension also, not with the actual mood. If that person can get the liberation and the topmost position in the spiritual world, then what to speak of a person who is really trying to strive hard to render some service to the Lord. And for Lord, everyone's service is same. Especially, there is a wonderful example in Sri Ramayana. Once when the work for construction of bridge was going on from uh, was the last dead end from Kanyakumari to Sri Lanka. All the monkeys, bears, different varieties of mixed living entities were there who came to assist their lordship to fight with Ravana. Under the guidance of Nal and Neel, they were bringing big, really big stones, pick up the hills, big trees. They were just uprooting that, bringing them and throwing them into the ocean. And they are progressing forth. As they were moving forth, thousands and lakhs of monkeys, they are just going back and forth on that already built part of a bridge. Same time, one small squirrel, she was just running around, what we say that lot palot. She was rolling in the sand of ocean. And she was going back again on the stones, and she was just shaking her body so the whole dust can fall down, and that can spread there. When Hanuman just saw her, he got compassionate toward her and he said, hey, listen, don't come again here. You know, thousands of monkeys are going back and forth. And because of their busyness, they may forget that you are going down there. And you may get trampled in someone's feet. You may die. Just leave this, it is not that important. We are doing it. And how much your service can help the Lordship for building this bridge. Just go away, save your life. It was out of compassion, Hanumanji was telling her. At the same time, Prabhu Ramachandra was seeing that. And he called up Hanumanji. He said, I really appreciate your endeavor to help me out. But same time, I'm really appreciating the endeavor that squirrel is also doing. What she is doing is equally important that what you are doing for me. Because she has that tremendous desire to serve me. See, that is what my Lord. He is so merciful. Do you remember that shloka in Ramayana? Parth? When Bibhishan came to meet Lord Ramachandra, there was one wonderful shloka that if once someone says, I am yours, I get sold out for them. Tava asmi, tava asmi iti yacha. When someone says, oh my Lord, I am yours, Lord said, that's it. No more. If he is mine, I will take care of him. That's the vow that Lord has taken. He's so merciful, he's so compassionate. See, again in this world, this verse, the word they have used at the last, vrajema. Proper translate is that shall I take? Shall I take the shelter of that Dayalu, the most merciful Lord? Lord is so merciful. Just look at the Vrajavasis. Brahmaji prays that even he glorifies the courtyard of Maharaj Nanda, where Lord played such a wonderful childhood pastime. And he says that Krita Punya Punja, what sort of a pious activities that these Vrajavasis they have performed, that they were able to see the wonderful pastimes of their Lordship, even which are not possible to see seen by Lord Mahavishnu. Even Lord Mahavishnu is desperate to have a vision of Lord's beautiful and wonderful activities that he has done in Raja. And Lord, being so compassionate and merciful on each and everyone, he gives us a chance in this material world to go back to him. Who will do that? Tell me. You were with him. You rebelled against him. You wanted to be like him. Being compassionate, he said, you can't do that here in this my abode. So please, I will make something useful for you where you can do that, where you can fulfill that propensity. And then Lord creates this universe. And he gives us a position as Krishna. He gives us a position as a Brahma, the creator of this universe, who can enjoy each and everything here. But because of our rebellious and ghastly nature, we fall down from that position also. And we have come to this position where we are bound to certain kind of a body which enable us to suffer the past deeds, whatever we have done in our previous life. And still, He is so merciful. He sends His pure devotees who are more compassionate than Him, who are ready to show their mercy on anyone. Look at the life of Haridas Thakur. He was beaten in 24 markets. कितने 22 बाजार में या 24 बाजार में मारा था हरिदास ठाकुर को? 22 बाजार. He got beaten in 22 markets with what they call whip. Huh? But he never left chanting. Because of that sincerity of Haridas Thakur, Lord became so merciful that all that whipping, pain, Lord took it for Himself. When Haridas Thakur came back, they saw there nothing is there on his back. Absolutely nothing. He was feeling no pain. Then where it has gone? They came to meet Mahaprabhu. They saw all that weeping marks on the Mahaprabhu's back. So it was their Lordship who took all that pain for Himself. That's the compassion of their Lordship. And when Prabhupada, when he reached here in USA, he wrote one that song. There also he shared, "Oh my merciful Lord, I don't know where you have brought me, but I know I'm a puppet in your hands. Kashtera Putaliyama. Make me dance as you wish." क्या वो नाचे थे? As you wish, you make me dance. And Lord is so compassionate. To fulfill His life mission, He sent so many fortunate living entities to take shelter of His feet. I was just reading yesterday, one of our sannyasi, he was recalling the moments what he spent in Vrindavan. So when it happens that he went to meet Akinchan Krishna Das Babaji with his tape recorder, so he can record whatever Babaji says. He's one of the person whom Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given a Babaji initiation. Generally, he never used to give Babaji initiation to anyone. But for him, he recommended that he should go to Vrindavan and do his Nirjan Bhajan. And Akinchan Das Babaji, as he was already totally immersed in the joy of chanting the holy name of their Lordship, when the Swamiji went there, he chanted wonderful Mangalachara. See, actually one thing that I realized when I read that even at that stage, when he was 24 hours a day was absorbed in chanting the holy name of Lord, none of the person of that time had seen him while sleeping. He was chanting the holy name for 24 into 7. In that stage also, he was chanting the Mangalachara. Before started singing the glorification of Lord Chaitanya, he recited the whole Mangalachara. And in the neophyte stage, we think ourselves so elevated that we never utter that Mangalachara. Even the person who is going to give a lecture, he is chanting, we feel that he is giving, let him give. No need for me to repeat Mangalachara. But here, this personality who was absorbed in 24 into 7, chanting the holy name of Lord, was chanting the Mangalachara. And after that Mangalacharan, he sang beautifully. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karamaya. And after that, he explained, I have not seen a great Acharya who has such a tremendous faith in the holy name of the Lord. And because of his that tremendous faith, he has taken that holy name throughout the world and he has preached everyone about the glories of the holy name. And that makes him a unique Acharya of this era. And that is none other than His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And he said, it's your spiritual master who is the greatest servant of the holy name. And because of his service, the most compassionate Lord has given him such a tremendous potency that he has flooded the world with the holy name of Lord. And Prabhupada, every moment, he used to show his gratefulness to the Lord. Whatever he wrote, he always said that was not written by me, but that was dictated by the Lord. And that's why he used to read it. He used to ask his personal servant, read it for me. One day he asked, why Prabhupada you have to read it? You wrote it only. He said, no, I never wrote that. It's Krishna who dictated. That is the grateful heart. And because of that grateful heart, Lord became so merciful on you. He showed that mercy to him, and because of that mercy, we are here today to discuss about the gratefulness of his devotee towards the Lord. Otherwise, it's not possible. So, we need to understand this. We need to contemplate on this aspect of their Lordship, which will give us a hope to make a tangible